And now we're wondering what will happen. What's next for Babirye from the Ugandan Netball Federation, joining us, of course, to keep us up to speed after that bail being granted. The suspended president will be sport journalist from Uganda, Clive Shazi. Thank you so much, Clive, for joining us on In the Game today.
Happy to be with you.
All right, Clive, I think you need to be audible so I can hear you and we can have this conversation. Oh. Clive, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was saying good afternoon and happy to be with you.
All right, happy to have you on the show today. Now, Babirye has been remanded, of course, after she's been accused of mismanagement of fund. Now, she revealed that there was corruption in the Ugandan Netball Federation. Now the whistleblower is being remanded and being accused of mismanaging funds of fraud. Where is the law that protects whistleblower? Is this a form of victimization for Babirye?
Maybe just allow me take you back to about three or 4 years ago when Babirye was elected the president of the Uganda Netball Federation. Her reign as president of the Uganda Netball Federation started on a note of fighting everyone. Everyone, National Council Sports, everyone at African level, and everyone at world level. That's how I can describe her reign as the president of the Uganda Netball Federation. However, she has also done lots of positive things. Keeping the sport vibrant, bringing sponsors on board, introducing new competitions, spreading the game across the country. In her reign, we've seen Uganda finishing 5th at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Under her reign, much as she was suspended and out of office, we've seen Uganda finishing 5th at the Netball World Cup, where they were the best ranked African country. But while all that was going on, there was an ending a war or battle between her and National Council Sports, and particularly Dr. Bernard Patrick Ogwell, who is the General Secretary of National Council Sports. And once in a while, with the State Minister for Sports, initially it was Peter Ogwang, and then Hamson Obua, his predecessor, Peter Ogwang. And all issues were rotating around matters of governance, all issues were rotating around matters of accountability. On so many occasions, governments, in this case, National Council Sports, have requested Babirye to account for public funds that were given to the Federation for the She Cranes to go and take part in different competitions. And time and again, Babirye has come out and said, they gave me 100 million, I'm just giving an example. They gave me 100 million Uganda shillings and they want me to account for 400 million Uganda shillings. And that has been her story from day one, and it didn't go well with officials at National Council of Sports. And that is how she finds herself in this situation, her against the state, because NCS is saying that you were given these funds for a netball trip in Namibia, and you've never accounted for these funds. We need these funds to be accounted. It should be noted that she's not the first person who has been for failure to account for the taxpayers' money or public funds. We've seen so many people in different sectors, sports and other different sectors, who have been jailed for failure to account for public funds.
All right, Babirye was out of office for 3 months. So, Clive, don't you think if there was anything that should be done, it should have been done within that 3 months? Why still go back, remand her in prison, and then she has to pay a lot, like 6 million Ugandan shillings, amounting to 7 with her passport to be granted bail?
Yes, she was out of office for 3 months on the directive of the First Lady, who is also the Minister of Education and Sports. Now, she has never been cleared to come back to office.
Okay.
Much as when the 3 months ended, she forced her way back into office. But she has ever since then, she has never been cleared because she was out of office so that investigations can go on to check if she's cleared or she's not cleared. But she has never been cleared to return to office, but she has been forcing her way back into office. And she's also a character who is a believer in the public court. She loves the media because she knows every time she's in the media, she will get public sympathy and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is there are investigations going on we are yet to get those investigations. Probably this is one of the ways of her going to court so that she can prove her innocence. Of course, she has a chance. She's no longer in jail. She's out of jail. We just have to wait and see if she will be able to prove her innocence, or government will go ahead and actually find her guilty.
Okay, we're hoping that she is in good relationship with the Ugandan Sport Ministry, because I did see a video online. Let me have that Sport Minister, Peter Ogwang, what he had to say concerning Ugandan netball team having to participate in the competition in Botswana. Let's hear from the Sport Minister, Peter Ogwang.
African Netball Championship, Botswana. Madam Speaker, I'm going to make some correction from that statement. The Normalization Committee, in consultation with the World Netball, agreed that the Shikrens should not participate in the African Netball Championship 2023 in Botswana. Malawi and South, that's why I'm making a correction, Madam Speaker. Malawi and South Africa withdrew, and therefore Uganda's participation would have no effect in terms of ranking, since Uganda is ranked #1 in Africa, and Uganda will participate in Wales and England, where Uganda can increase on its ranking. Further to the above, the National Council of Sports had released funds to support Uganda's participation in the said championship, and those funds are available with the Normalization Committee to facilitate the teams in the forthcoming international ranking tournaments in Wales and England, due to take place in January.
Now, Clive, if you're still with me, I recall this video because Babirye made an interview. She granted an interview after being granted bail, calling out the Sport Minister, Peter Ogwang, saying he deceived the Parliament. Please, can you give us clarity on this? Is this saying the Sport Minister did not deliver the right message, or does she have a personal vendetta against the Sport Minister, Peter Ogwang?
When I was starting my submission, I told you that Babirye started her reign as the president of the Uganda Netball Federation, fighting everyone. She has fought everyone from Uganda to African level to world level. So in this case, I can confidently say she's not on any good terms with any stakeholder.
Okay.
Babirye called the state minister gave lies about the matter of Uganda playing international friendlies against Wales and a tournament in England, the Vitality Series, saying that the minister lied. That actually they signed contracts, saying that she signed the contracts with those federations to secure those competitions for the national netball team, the Shikrens, which is true that she signed those contracts. And the minister, but while she was signing these contracts, she was out of office. So according to the State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, Babirye signed those contracts illegally. So they had, right now we have a normalization committee. We don't have a federation running netball in Uganda. We have a normalization committee that was set up with World Netball together with government. So the state minister actually said that the normalization committee signed new contracts with Wales and England because the initial contracts that were signed were illegal, because Babirye is not the president of the Uganda Netball Federation according to the government. And if this trip is going to be funded, it is going to be funded using government funds. So government would rather work with people that they know are in charge of the sport, in this case, the normalization committee, and not Babirye, who on record is actually out of office.
Okay. I'm still going to recall the conversation she had with the reporters after she was granted bail. She also mentioned that sport in Uganda are not given the same attention. She mentioned a particular sum that was granted to the Football Federation, but ignorance for the Netball Federation. Do you share same reservations? Do you think it is high time we change the narrative about attention given to different sports in Uganda?
Well, she has a point there, and so many people have actually given the same sentiments. We have a very sports budget. It is not a very big sports budget, but you find like a football takes the lion's share. You're talking about 17 billion Uganda shillings. I can't quickly translate that into dollars. But football takes the lion's share, while the other disciplines actually don't really get the kind of funding that they deserve. Today, you have the cricket cranes. They have qualified for the World Cup. They don't get as much as funding as they should be getting. Though I'm told, starting this financial year, they will be getting 1.2 billion Uganda shillings. You have the netball team. They have been at the past 3 World Cups. You have the rugby, the sevens team for men and women. They have been at the World Cup. They do get the funding. But while football gets the largest share of funding, the other federations don't even equate to football. But the problem is, everyone is saying that that funding shouldn't be going to football. It should be going to this federation. Then you have other people with a different narrative saying that football deserves what they are getting, but we need more funding coming into the sector so that other disciplines can also get the funding they deserve. Because at the end of the day, you might not like football, you might be reasoning with sentiments. Football will remain the biggest sport. I mean, even at national level, probably the Football League is not the best league compared to other leagues around there, but because it is football, the Football League gets to attract the biggest sponsors in the land. So there are certain wars that you would want to fight, but they're not easy to win. And for me, I share sentiments that probably much as football is getting the 17 billion, let us have all the other sports sectors, especially those that are doing well, that are flying the Ugandan flag globally, are getting the kind of financial attention that they deserve so that they can continue to blossom.
Okay, with this, your stance, Clive, do you also believe maybe Babirye is being victimized for calling for attention to be given to the Netball Federation? Maybe for asking for more, like Oliver Twist?
I don't think she's being victimized. I feel she is getting a taste of her own medicine. She just failed to play her cards well.
What does she have to do to play her cards? Because right now we're looking at her being a female president. Maybe that's why she's been, pressured. That's why she's been put under duress. Do you see these as, the factors around her being remanded, her being charged for mismanaging funds in the federation?
She's not the only female president in Uganda. We have badminton.
What cards does she have to play? What cards does she have to play?
No, I'm just putting something in perspective. We have badminton. Badminton is not necessarily a female sport. It's a sport played by both genders, and it's run by a female president. And as we speak at the moment, the government is funding a pair of girls that are trying to qualify for the Olympics. We have so many other federations that's.
But when you have a sport that is only female inclined, we only have women playing netball. What do you think should be the precedent?
I'm not saying it's a female inclined. For instance,
okay,
when government was withdrawing the certificate of recognition for the Uganda Netball Federation, if it was football, CAF and FIFA would stand with the FA president.
Yeah.
Now, Babirye found herself in a situation where government is removing that certificate of recognition. African Netball could not stand with her. World Netball could not stand with her. These are fellow women.
So if the federation did not stand with her all the while, they should have just told her to step down. Don't you think?
This is what I told you from the onset.
Okay.
She started her reign fighting with everyone. She fought with people in Uganda, government officials. She fought with people at African level, netball officials. She fought with people at world level. Babirye found herself in a situation where she needed people in a corner to fight her wars, and they could not fight her wars because at one point she was fighting people who were supposed to stand with her. In this case, African Netball and World Netball.
Was the fight a good fight, Clive? I'm trying to wrap up here.
It wasn't a good fight.
Because you can fight a good fight, you can fight a fight with no cost.
She's a believer of the public court.
Okay.
So for her, she believes every time she's in the media pointing out people's issues here and there, she's winning the public sympathy. It is not the case. Babirye is not an angel.
Okay.
Recently, we had a case that was settled out of court. People took her to court for conning them money that she was taking them to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and she never took them to the Commonwealth Games. She ate their money. Mismanaged their money. These victims that she conned, they are journalists. personal friends I know who showed me receipts, who showed me text messages. So while she is throwing stones, she needs to remember that she's also staying in
a glass house.
A house built of glass. So she's not an angel. And for me, taking back what I said, she never played her cards well in this struggle.
All right, let's wrap up this conversation. I want to know what it's next. What happens next after she's been granted bail? What's making the rounds there in Uganda?
Well, of course, she needs to appear in court to prove her innocence. Personally, I hope that she can prove her innocence. The challenge is it is her against the government. It is her against the state. So we just need to wait and see how far this one is going to go. Though some people believe there is also an invisible hand pushing her, because one of the sureties when she was getting bail actually works in the office of the president. So it is an issue that is a bit complicated and sensitive, but also one that the media will follow to see how it eventually pans out.
Okay, and we at News Central will also follow up on this developing story. Thank you so much, Clive Shazi, for putting us up to speed with the situations around the suspended netball president, Babirye Sarah Chichuo. Thank you so much for being on In the Game.
You're welcome, but also just remind you, the Crested Cranes, the national football team, drew 1-1 with Morocco on Friday. We have another one tomorrow.
Okay, congratulations to you. I'm sure you want to rub it in my face, but thank you so much. And I should have you some other time on the show. We'll get to review those matches. Thank you so much, Clive Shazi.